Have you ever wondered what the cheapest house looks like here in the Fraser Valley? Well, we have one here in Maple Ridge, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, just about 800 square feet, newer renovations on the inside, beautiful kitchen, and a pretty cool backyard, which is impressive to say for such a cheap house. And then we have one in Chilliwack listed for almost $600,000. It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, beautiful kitchen, cozy backyard with a man cave, which is pretty cool. And those aren't even the cheapest ones I've found. And so in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the 10 cheapest properties that I've found here in the Fraser Valley. They're all detached, they're all freehold. Some of them are actually pretty nice. And so what I wanna do here is start off with the most expensive of the cheapest list and then work our way down to the cheapest property, which again is pretty impressive for what you can get here in the Fraser Valley. And so starting off, we have this one here on 9517 Stanley Street out in Chilliwack. And someone who's grown up in the Fraser Valley, I imagine a lot of these properties are going to be in Chilliwack here. Looking at the first picture here, looks pretty nice. Actually, hold on a second. The power of AI, it is very tricky to tell the difference if it's real or not real. And so obviously they have the second picture here. But real quick, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,300 square feet, which is pretty impressive. Going over just under 600,000 bucks here. And so this is what it could look like. Now, obviously, I don't know if it's misinformation, but what I'm seeing out there is a lot of people are using AI to basically spruce up the place. But that looks drastically different than that. And so let's just have a quick look at this property here. This must be the front yard going up to the back there. This is the backyard. So you get a bit of a backyard. The outside looks like it's a bit of a fixer-upper. And again, when we look at pictures, pictures hide a lot of things. And so you can kind of see that there's some things that need to be improved. Obviously, this is an AI picture. It should say virtually staged. Or maybe I'm wrong, but no. So again, we got to watch out for those AI photos. In my opinion, there should have been more, well, one person could say you could assume that these are AI, but again, like that's what it could look like. So for $600,000 and putting a bunch of money into it, that's essentially what it could look like. But here we are looking at the actual pictures. And I imagine the home needs some work, right? We got some chipping here on this stove, not stove. Wow, vanity. This is the backyard. And this is what we're really looking at is the potential of the property, right? Like how much work is it going to need for the house? So, yeah, house is a bit run down, needs some love. But let's move on to the next property here, which is actually in Mission. And so of all places, Mission, just under $600,000, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 870 square feet. Let's have a look at this one here. Looks like there's a shop in the back, which is kind of nice. So again, no AI photos, which is kind of nice. Like we don't want to misrepresent the property, and that's exactly, well, I shouldn't say the other one was doing that, but I guess they could have showcased what it could look like. And so here's another property. Interesting. Looks like it might have been a studio of some sort. Must be the basement. Here's the back of the property. Okay, so it's got a bit of a backyard. It's like a separate, the roof looks like it needs a lot of love. So yeah, you can tell that it's, so in one sense, this one almost shouldn't have been on the list, but the main house seems to be livable for that matter. But let's move on to the next one here, the 7th cheapest house here. Let me exit out of this picture here. Also 600,000 bucks here, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 815 square feet. Looks a lot better, like as far as compared to the other one. Roof looks somewhat newer. Again, hard to tell from pictures. This one also has a shop in the back, which is a couple of these had these. So again, so hard to tell if this was virtually staged. Like the house does look really nice. That just looks too crisp. That has to be AI. All of these have to be AI. Yeah. The man cave. That's cool. That's actually nice. You have like a separate shop there, man cave. Really, you could do whatever you want with that. It's got AC, beautiful backyard. This is the one I was showing you earlier in the beginning there, which I think is an actual contender. Like, I would go look at this property and see what's going on there. Yeah, so there's the actual pictures, right? But like, not bad at all. It's a pretty solid listing. That's kind of weird though. So something's going on there. But for 600,000 bucks here in Chilliwack, I would say that one's worth looking at. So let's go on to the next one here. Also in Chilliwack on Victor Street, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. We're kind of getting a theme here of all of them being 2 bedroom, 1 bath. Almost 1,000 square feet. Looks like it's got a pretty substantial backyard, which is nice. So hopefully there's some pictures of the house, because that's an amazing yard. That's a yard I wish I had. I literally have a 4,000 square foot lot, and it's pretty small. Okay. So again, looks like some renovations have been done. Some big tile have been put on the backsplash. I'm not a huge fan of that, but that's my own tastes. Something weird going on the floor there. Might be a transition piece. Looks like it's got new flooring, new paint. It'd be interesting to see if this was just a fix and flip, because those are obviously out there. But one thing I was drawn to, these look newer, so that's good. Is this backyard, like, or side yard for that matter. That's pretty nice. Let's move on to the 5th cheapest, or 6th cheapest, I guess. Getting my numbers all mixed up here. And finally, the prices are coming down a little bit. $580 for a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,100 square feet. What's the square footage? 6,000. That's not bad at all. Colbert Street. Been on the market 7 days. Nice garage. Driveway could use some love, but that's okay. Nice little kitchen. Must be the stove. Like, the stove's kind of like built into it or something. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. Looks like it's missing a couple elements though. May have to replace the stove. FYI, if you're gonna go look at this place. Nice. Again, like, it's, what I will say is it's, and you probably see this as well when you're looking at properties, is that it's difficult to like really know the fit and finish of a property by just looking at the pictures, because pictures just hide so much, right? So washer and dryer, hot water tank. This looks like, ooh, a sauna? Is that a sauna? Interesting. I'm always curious the backyard. This is kind of weird. Must be a, oh, that's the park. Interesting. Bunch of gates there. AI generated dog haven. So this person's used AI obviously as well, but I would say in a more, I don't know, in a better way, really. Like, some of those other guys are just, it's like, it's almost getting out of hand. It's like, okay, clearly that's not the house. So why are you showing me these pictures, right? Let's move on here to the next cheapest here, also in Chilliwack. So Chilliwack, if you didn't know, is one of the cheapest places to live, if not the cheapest when we're talking just the Fraser Valley. So if you're looking for cheaper homes, Chilliwack is going to be your friend. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, kind of getting a theme here. Almost 600 square feet. Rancher, almost a 9,000 square foot lot. That's pretty nice. Just curious about the house though. Got the Canada Day flag. Nice. Park your RV there. The rooms, some interesting color choices. This is what it originally looked like. And then they took it off and they... I don't know. Again, to each their own. But it's interesting when you paint the ceiling, the walls, the doors, the trim, all the exact same color. That would be interesting to see in person. This one could use some love, that's for sure. What else do we got here? Here's the lot. So again, it's a substantial size lot. And that's what you're going to see with some of these older homes, because nowadays it's like the lot sizes are pretty small, right? They're trying to increase densification everywhere, really. And so you won't find these big lots too often. And I'm always a sucker for some good drone pics. I love a good drone. The floor plans. And I like the potential of this property. The house could use some love, but I think that's just kind of the reality with these cheaper homes. Like, not any of them are going to be perfect. Here's another one here. 569,000, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, almost 1,400 square feet. So substantial size. Updated furnace, air conditioning, windows and doors. Okay, this one's got some potential. Oh, what I wanted to check on is just the actual square footage of the lot. So July 4th. You can go see that on July 4th there over the weekend. 6,200 square foot size lot. Substantial. Good front yard. Got a carport there. Again, these look to be dated, but they look in fairly decent condition. Like, the kitchen is not new by no means. Flooring looks, it's supposed to be laminate, not laminate, vinyl. So again, we got the AI photos. More AI photos. That's a substantial living area. You got some plywood. Well, at least you can pick your own flooring. But again, like, just putting flooring in on a property isn't that big of a deal. Like, I've done vinyl planking. It's quite easy. You just go pick up a pack from Home Depot and away you go. Or you just pay somebody. And so this property needs a bunch of paint, some flooring, but like, you get a beautiful backyard, nice little covered patio. Again, when we're looking at these types of homes, we're looking at the structure. Is it older? How's it? The bones was I'm trying to say here, because that's what really matters. So I think this one's a win. Definitely worth a look here. Let's move on to the third cheapest property here in the Fraser Valley. Surprise, also in Chilliwack. There's only been one in Maple Ridge, I think one in Mission so far. But like I kind of figured, most of them are going to be in Chilliwack. This one is super interesting. It's like 3 stories, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,500 square feet. It's like on a hill. Super interesting. Definitely tried painting this and just kind of gave up over there. Yeah, like from far away, it's like, oh, it's blue, that's different. But up close, you can kind of see like there's who knows what kind of quality of that paint they did. I don't know. This is one of those ones where it's like it's probably gonna be quite tight on each floor, because it seems like it's like a taller building and the footprint's not that large. Yeah. Yeah, it's like you might as well not even painted it, almost, right? This is like a side patio, which is cool. Got the wood stove there. That's pretty cool too. I wonder if they got a picture of the view. Bunch of power lines. Yeah. I don't know about this one. I think personally I would skip this one. But moving on to the second cheapest property here, 500 and almost 50,000 bucks here. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 714 square feet. Land size 2,600 square feet. Wow, that is small. Maple Ridge. That kind of makes more sense. A lot smaller of a property size. But let's have a look here. Virtually staged. What did they add? It's like they got. Was it worth virtually staging that property? And something looks off here. Like, I don't know if that's just the photo, but like you see the bottom there. It's like big gap, small gap. something weird is going on. And see, when they label virtually staged, like I think that's a step in the right direction. But just not saying anything and then just expecting the general consumer to be like, oh, that's a great house. Let's go look at it. Let's book a showing. And then you get there and it's like, wow, this thing is a dump. So clearly it's just some flooring issues going on this one. Oh, there must be a crawl space or something underneath there. Yeah. And it's interesting because like, even like if you were to fit this bed right here in the actual space, there's no way this thing is fitting in here. And I think it's like a skewed perception of like what actually could fit in that room. I could be wrong, but it's like that bed feels like it would like take up the whole space and some. Just saying. So you also got to watch out for that when it comes to AI photos. Like that looks like, because that door is probably like 3 feet, maybe two and a bit feet. So you're looking at like I'm 6 feet, so I could probably lay here, and it'd be like head to toe, there. Now they got a bed here. I'm like, there's no way this bed's fitting in there. Nice little shack down the back there. Nice backyard. The thing is, it's 2,000 square feet, so like the house is obviously isn't that big. Anyways, let's move on to the cheapest house in all the Fraser Valley currently. And it's sitting at $519,000. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,000 square feet. So that's not bad. 47, almost 4,800 square foot lot. I think this one definitely worth a look, given all the stats. Let's have a look here on the side, though. What do we got going on here? Nothing really. It's kind of just this generic kitchen. Again, it's the cheapest one. It's 500, almost 20 grand. Looks like missing a mirror. That's okay. That's like 40 bucks at Home Depot. Yeah, there's just some repairs that are going to be needed. That's for sure. But like, again, what I mentioned before is like all these homes, they're going to need something, right? It's not like you're going to get a brand new. It's not like you're not going to need to do anything on these properties. Like it's unrealistic expectation. But it's like for those who are like, okay, am I going to buy, a condo? Because if you're going to buy a 3-bedroom condo, like it's going to be more than that. Unless you're going with it for an older condo. But I don't know. There's some value to be had here. If you're not afraid to fix some things up here. Well, there you have it. The 10 most cheapest properties here in the Fraser Valley. What did you think? I think some of them definitely not worth what they're asking. But some of them there was a couple there that I saw that I would actually genuinely go and look at. And again, these are all just asking prices. And so what you could get it for actually could be completely different. But if you are curious on what's happening here in the Chilliwack market or the Fraser Valley market, you can go to my website right here. I'll put a link in the description. And I have basically detailed reports of what's happening across the Fraser Valley. So we have the Fraser Valley data, we have Abbotsford data, Alder Grove, Chilliwack, Langley, Maple Ridge, Mission. You can kind of see the stats there, what's happening here, what's a good buy, what's not a good buy. And so if you want these reports, I got them posted again on my website. You can literally select the ones you want, put information, download my reports, you'll get them instantly. So if that's of interest, go check that out. Now, if you are going to open houses, you're checking out homes, you're gonna wanna check out this video right here before you do so. It's how to spot a bad house in 60 seconds, where I literally break down all things that you should be looking for. So that way, when you go to the property, you know exactly what to look for, you're educated. So go watch that video. But as always, I appreciate you watching, sticking around with me, and we'll see you in the next one.